Noel with Twisted Mesquite Performance Horses. This week we're doing a review with Cinnamon, going over the things we've been working on this week, doing a lot more of, we've kind of gone back and doing a lot of making sure that she's getting soft, she's staying soft in my hands, she's driving up off of my feet. So if I've been warming her up in these circles. Where she'll let me steer her around. She'll get off my feet either direction. And she'll, the big thing I noticed with her was she started getting too heavy in my hands, and so it was affecting our stops, our turnarounds, everything we were trying to do moving forward. And so we went back and we're working on some loping exercises, and then just making sure that when I pick up on these reins and I press her with my feet, that she'd get soft in my hands. We've been working on, I noticed on the flag I didn't have a whole lot of shoulder control, and so I went back, been working on moving her shoulders over. I want to drive her, make sure she's getting off my hands when we're coming around this circle as well. But she's moving her shoulders over, and she's getting off of my hands, staying off of my hands. I'd still like her to be a little softer in my hands, not elevate that head so much. That's just that resistance. She's being resistant to moving her feet. But we're making a lot of progress on it. Today will be the first day in, I think, 2 weeks. We will work the flag. Like I said, I wanted to go back and get some of these parts put together better. We've done some loping exercises. I think we showed some of that last week. We've been doing another one this week where it's just helping her, kind of getting some of that extra energy out of her, making sure she's comfortable all around this arena. So same right here. I want to push that shoulder over, and I want her staying off of my hands, just like she's doing good there. So we're just counter bending right there, and then go back into this circle. She gets to getting resistant on my hands, I'm gonna push her up with my feet some more, just squeeze my feet into her a bit more. Ideally she just rides off of the calves of my feet, and I don't have to put a spur in her or anything like that. But my spurs will kind of get the point across. We'll work on some backing circles, and then we'll put her on the flag, see how she does on the flag. She's not wanting to move that shoulder around. She's not wanting to, right there. I have my outside foot on her. I want her to move that shoulder around this circle, this backward circle. There, like that. And I remember she didn't like to do this a whole lot before either. So, but she certainly is backing a lot better. She's not fighting my hands as much. And so we'll be able to make some better progress here. And bring her out of it right there. This one was a lot better right there. She was kind of stepping around. She's coming back. And come out of that turn. I think we'll do it one more time. I like to do things in threes. So if I can get 3 in a row, at least 3 in a row, you know, if I'm working on a specific exercise, if I can get 3 in a row on that one side, especially if I'm teaching something or maybe having trouble with it, and I can stay on that one side, get a few good, consistent see, I like right there. So I notice right there the difference in that backup and that pulling her back out of that, or letting her back out of that turn, that backup into that turn where she's staying back on her hocks more. She's staying back on her hind end more. And so whereas before we went back and started making sure she was getting off my hands, she was pushing out. She was resisting my hands quite a bit. And so her body was lengthened out, her head was lengthened out, and she was pushing against my hands, and it was causing that whole, I mean, she would sit there, she wouldn't really rock back very well, and she was staying pretty forward because she was sitting there pushing against my hands and not getting back. So I like that. You know, the progress we've made right there feels a lot better. See, and I'm not forcing her back with my hands. I'm just picking up, and she's staying soft in my hands, and she's moving her feet backwards, and she's letting me guide her. You know, some of it, I think too, with her, I need to spend a little bit more time making sure that I warm her up a little bit more. It's not because she does anything bronky or anything like that. It's getting her in a good frame of mind so that she wants to, you know, she's 100% with me. And instead of, you know, she's getting fed really well, and she is has kind of a playful attitude, and so she kind of wanders around a little bit. She kind of thinks about what's going on around, and so I want to, you know, I want her paying more attention of what I'm, you know, needing her to pay more attention to me. And so just making sure we're doing plenty of that. So I want her to get off of my legs, a little bit of direction. So I want her to push that shoulder over a little bit more and bring that hind end a little bit more. There, that was a little better. But so like I said, I want to make sure that I'm warming her up plenty. Just so that she's paying more attention to what we're doing. Because like I said, she is getting fed really well. She's getting blanketed, so she feels really good when that cold air hits her. So we just want to, I'm just sharing those things going forward, some things that I'm going to improve on, get her some things I think will help her. Like today, and this week too, we added a little bit of groundwork where it's just getting her paying more attention to me on the ground. And I think it's helped her mentality a little bit, where she's watching me a bit more on the ground. She's not just kind of going through the motions. She's paying more attention to me. And that's one of the benefits of having groundwork as part of your program, to where they understand it pretty well. So if you need to go back and get their attention, or you need to go back and do something with them, you have that option, you have that ability, and it's not necessarily just what you're doing while you're riding them. So I like that. So right here, and I talked about this when I was stopping, when I was working on in this video with Cinco, but with her, I noticed with her getting heavy in my hands, she is pushing down into that bit a lot. And so what I want to do, I want to make sure, so when I pick up, that she's light in my hands, and she's light in my hands. We're still moving forward. We've got a lot of forward movement still, and she's not pushing down into my hands, putting all that weight on her front end. And so when I do go to stop her, I want to make sure, and when I back up, I want to make sure that she's still light in my hands and she's moving backwards. So that's pulling that weight, shifting that weight backwards, to where we can lighten that front end up a little bit. Where we can lighten that front end up and make that turn better. Seeing before, I don't necessarily, well, so when I was, I would be riding this horse in a trot before. She's bracing up against my hands. She's raising that head up, elevating that head. And for sure, when we stopped, she was sitting there bracing on my hands so much that she would hit that front end and make a terrible stop, and it'd be really hard for her to get back and come back through that turn. So the work we've done has certainly had made a big impact. And then just being aware of it when we do stop her, or we are picking up on her, picking up on the reins, making sure that she's staying off of my hands going forward, helping her stay light to where she can move her body really well. I want this flag work to go pretty slow. I don't want to rush her too quickly. I want to build on the stop that we've been getting on her. I want to make sure that she's staying soft in my hands and staying light on my feet. And I want to use this as a training tool, and to be able to, add a little fun to it, kind of pattern her to it a little bit. But I don't want to make it go too, I don't want this to go too quickly to where she can start getting worried about it and maybe getting in some bad habits. So she hadn't seen it in like I said, a couple weeks or so, where we just been working on getting her more broke. But see, like that, I just took my feet off of her. She stopped really well. See, and I pick up on my hands. She's staying soft in my hands right here. See, and that was a lot better there. It wasn't so heavy on that front end. If I need to work on some of this stuff independent of that flag, I will. And it's just working on finding that balance between the horse listening to me and watching that flag. And I want to be able to pick this horse up and remind this horse that she has to listen to me even when we are on this flag and not just tune me out and ignore me. See, that was better there. She's a lot calmer on this flag too. Getting off my feet, driving forward a little better. I want to be able to back this horse up right here. I want to be able to get some more draw on this turn right here. She's kind of gotten into a habit. She's kind of gotten into a habit of not backing up, not drawing backwards. There's better back up. Start backing up better there. That was a lot better there. I like that she's kind of figuring out how to move her feet, not stumbling around on her feet as much. She started backing up right there on her own. She started getting ready for that turn. I really like that. That was my fault. Finger slipped off the flag, off the button there. I let her kind of speed up a little bit, get a little urgency about her. Kind of sped that turn up a little bit, and I don't want to slow back down a little bit. I don't want to get her too worked up about it. Let her rest here a second. She's listening to me. She's kind of, I want to balance that out. For me, I want to balance it out. I want this horse to be listening to me, but also paying attention to that flag. And when that flag moves, you know, she knows she needs to move. She didn't start backing up very well there, so pause that flag. Drive her up to that flag. That turn was a lot better. I liked how she rocked back and came through that turn. I like how she's staying off of my hands. She's letting me pick her up. I want to get a little better back up there. Like that. See, she's staying off of my hands there. Big amount of progress there. See, and it's just going and putting these parts together to where we can help these horses. To me, we do put a lot of body control on these horses, and to me it's so that we can help these horses learn how and where they need to be, and we can just help set them up, and we can help keep them in the right place, or put them more in the right place, so where they can learn that's the place we want them to be, and they can experience what that is, and then they can get better and better right there. But she's paying attention a lot more. She's getting off my hands and my feet a lot better. She's backing up. We don't have a fight coming back this way, this direction. We can certainly still, certainly want to get it still better, but I can pick her up and move her any direction I need to, and I can let her come back out of that turn. And so I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased with that work there. So that's a review with Cinnamon for this week. I'm pleased with a lot of things right there. Like I said, she's getting off my hands and my feet better. She's coming back. She's she's staying light. She's staying light in my hands. When I pick up right here, she's staying light. She's getting light right there. And then, like I said, I think that spending a little more time just making sure that we're warming her up good between, before we work her, or as part of the work, making sure that she's just, because I don't mind. I would rather work a horse a little fresh, because I want to keep that horse. I want to be able to have that horse experience that, and I want to know what that horse is like, because a lot of times, our customers or different customers, they might get pretty busy and just need to jump on that horse. So, I kind of do like having one that's, they're fed really well and they are plenty fresh. I like to having a horse in that state, because that's, like I said, that's probably what state they're going to be in when they go home somewhere. So, but with her, I think we'll get a little better work out of her if we uh, have her maybe a little extra energy knocked off a little bit, and just her in a little better state of mind for when we're training on her. But anyway, so overall, like I said, I'm really happy and pleased with how she's worked, and so that's our review with her for this week. We'll catch up with you on the next one.